In this video, I'm answering the question, should I borrow from my 401k to start a business? Hey everybody, it's Matthew Jackson here from 401k Maneuver, where we provide online professional account management for your 401k with the goal of supercharging its account performance. So stop leaving money on the table each and every year in the form of lost returns. Let us help you. If you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and the links to everything that we mentioned in this video you can find in the description box below. So let's jump right in. People often ask us about using their 401ks for different purposes, and one of the most common questions is, should I borrow from my 401k to start a business? And this is an understandable question. According to the New York Times, from the second half of 2020 through May of 2021, the Census Bureau tracked the highest number of applications to form businesses since the record started being kept in 2004. However, the vast majority, like 65%, of these businesses got their funding from personal and family savings. If you don't have personal savings or family willing and able to help you start your new business venture, where will you get the funding? This is the reason why many people ask, should I borrow from my 401k to start a business? More importantly, starting a business is a huge financial risk. Forbes reported hundreds of thousands of small businesses open and close every single year. In addition, about 20% of businesses fail in their first year, and about half of all those businesses close after 5 years. So when you ask, should I borrow from my 401k to start a business, it means you are willing to risk losing financially on your new business and your financial future. So here's what you need to know about borrowing from your 401k to start a business. Essentially, when you borrow from your 401k to start a business, you're acting as your own bank. And the IRS has regulations that allow individuals to borrow a maximum loan amount of $10,000 or 50% of the vested balance, whichever's greater. Now, this sounds great in theory. And before you get ahead of yourself, it's important to know that not all 401k plans allow for investors to borrow from their 401ks. For those that do, there are rules you must follow accordingly to the IRS. So what are those rules? Well, first, you can borrow up to what your 401k plan allows. And while there are a few exceptions, you must pay back your 401k loans within 5 years. 401k loans are paid back with interest. And in addition, some 401k plans, they don't allow you to make additional contributions until the loan is paid off. So let's get back to the question, should I borrow from my 401k to start a business? The quick and easy answer from our perspective is no. In short, borrowing from your 401k to take a chance on a new business, it's incredibly risky. Not only do you have to worry about the business being a success, but you also have to worry about how it will affect your retirement future. And you might be creating a problem for your retirement down the road. Depending on your 401k plan, once you take a 401k loan, you can no longer deposit new salary deferrals into the account during the payback period. So imagine not being able to make contributions to the 401k for 5 years and losing the earnings on that money over your working life. That could seriously be detrimental to your retirement. There's also other considerations such as your job. In order to not face penalties on the 401k loan, you must continue to work at that company that sponsors your 401k. This means you will have to continue at your current job while you're also trying to start a business. With the tax implications and possible financial penalties, it can get costly really quickly. So if you're still watching, please hit the like button, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and hit the little bell on the right to receive notifications of our next posted content. So let's consider the tax implications of borrowing from your 401k to start a business. When you borrow from your 401k, you're borrowing pre-tax money. However, when you start paying back the loan to your 401k, you pay back with after-tax money. And that's not all. The money is then taxed again when it comes out of your 401k. Basically, when you borrow from your 401k to start a business or for other purposes, you will be taxed not once, but twice. So be aware of potential penalties. As I mentioned earlier, there are also penalties that you want to consider. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce explains if you leave your job or your employment is terminated, you will have to repay the loan or pay the tax consequences of early withdrawal. So let's say you can't handle working and running a new business, so you quit. Guess what? You'll have to pay back the loan much sooner. The same rule applies if you change jobs or if you get laid off. Under the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, passed in 2017, 401k loan borrowers have until the due date of their tax return for the year of distribution to pay it back. In the event you cannot repay the total loan balance in the mandated time frame, the loan will be treated as an early withdrawal. And check this out. If that happens, in addition to having to pay back the early 10% penalty, if you're under age 59 and a half, you'll also owe income taxes on the full balance of the loan. So think about the long-term costs. If your 401k plan does not allow you to make additional contributions until you pay off your business loan, you'll miss out on compounded earnings such as company matching. So, if your employer offers company matching, you'll miss out on all of those additional funds as well. Let's say your 401k plan does allow you to make contributions. It won't be easy. Many borrowers find it challenging to pay back their loans and make contributions at the same time. If it takes you the full 5 years to pay back the 401k loan, you may miss out on a lot of money that you need and want for your retirement. So rather than borrowing against your financial future, let your 401k do what it's designed to do, grow and support you during your retirement. Instead of borrowing from your 401k, look for alternatives. So going back to the age-old question, should I borrow from my 401k to start a business? Not until you've considered every other alternative. So do your homework. Before you jump into entrepreneurship, you gotta do some research. Elizabeth Isle, the founder and chief executive of the Global Institute for Experienced Entrepreneurship, she suggests if you put your idea out there on Kickstarter and no one is willing to invest even $1, you know before you put it in a huge amount of time that it might not work. Here's another option. Use your network. Don't be afraid to ask around. Use your networks like social media and LinkedIn. Use your network, you guys. Don't be afraid to ask around. Utilize your networks like your social media and LinkedIn to find out what other business owners did to raise capital or get funding. Reach out to your local bank. If you have a solid business plan, set up a meeting with your local bank. Banks are more than willing to offer loans to individuals who've done their homework and have a clear business plan. You can also look into the Small Business Administration funding programs. There are several different types of funding programs available to small business owners. So visit the SBA website, the Small Business Administration website, to see what options best meet your needs. Ultimately, it is wise to weigh all the pros and cons and costs of borrowing from your 401k to fund a new business. Hey you guys, we regularly post videos with financial information and updates. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe and visit us again for our next freshly posted content.